Good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Morning,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so we discussed about the formal source of credit, informal source of credit, supervisory functions of RBI. Okay. Eva, can you tell what are the differences between formal source of credit and informal source of credit? Any one point you tell?
Ma'am,
Hmm. Starting with what all comprises the formal source and informal source. We can start with that. Which are included in the formal source, which are included in the informal source. Eva. No, you don't know?
no, ma'am.
Okay. Raya? Hmm?
Is it ma'am?
Is it?
And what's the question?
Differences between formal source of credit and informal source of credit.
So, in informal source, they high interest.
In informal source or informal source? Say clearly.
Informal.
Informal. Okay. In informal source of credit, high interest rate is there. And what about the other one?
It will be cheap.
Hmm?
Cheap interest rate.
Okay. Interest rate is low or it is reasonable or it is cheap. Okay. Another difference, Anjali, can you say?
Ma'am, in informal sector, there is no supervision, but in formal sector, there is RBI supervision.
Okay, there is RBI supervision or RBI supervises the formal sector. Okay. Fizan, can you tell?
I mean the formal, method, unfair methods, no unfair methods is there.
No unfair methods are practiced in formal.
Informal
Then,
unfair practice is there.
Practiced to get the money. Okay. Delvin, can you tell any other point?
Loan can take without repaying the previous loan.
Yes. In which sector?
Formal.
Formal, you can take a loan without repaying. Delvin, is it like that? That is in informal sector. Okay. In informal sector, you can take a loan without repaying the previous one. Okay. So what about the formal sector, Delvin? Is it possible?
No, no.
No. So what you will put it in sentence?
Only one loan will be provided on that.
Okay. One loan will be given on one collateral. Okay. One more point. Shania.
And in informal sector, high interest rate.
High interest rate, we already told. From the beginning, I'm telling what comprises or which all will come under informal sector and what all will be there or what all includes in the formal sector. Shania.
In informal sector, it comprises with money lenders, relatives, friends.
Okay. What about the other one?
Formal sector.
Formal sector.
With banks, cooperatives.
Yeah, it includes banks, cooperatives and all. Okay. So this is about the differences between informal sector and formal sector. I want everyone to switch on your video fast. Next one, it is about the supervisory functions of RBI. Okay, what are the supervisory functions which I told you? Gauri, can you start?
The RBI monitors the bank in actual maintenance.
RBI monitors the banks, whether commercial banks, whether they are actually maintaining the cash balance. Okay, first point, 1 point is over. Rachel, can you say? Unmute it and yeah, correct. Say.
Banks have to submit information to the RBI on how much they are lending.
On how much they are lending?
To whom?
To whom they are lending, at what interest rate they are lending. Okay, so all these commercial banks, they have to submit the report to RBI regarding their lending activities. Okay, Sean, can you say any other point?
The RBI sees that the bank loans not just to profit-making business and traders.
Yes, the RBI sees to that they are giving loans not only to the rich people, even to the poor people. Okay. Any other point is remaining, Bastin? Bastin, are you there? Kshetra, those are not just first point. What did I say related to the supervisory functions of RBI?
Formal sector supervised by RBI.
Yeah, formal sector is supervised by RBI, or the functions of the formal sector will be always supervised by the RBI. Okay, so these are the important points which I told you related to the supervisory functions. Now next, let me show you one graph. One pie chart is given in your textbook. If you have your textbook, you can take that. And I told one more point related to the credit provision. Cheap credit should be provided by the banks so that the country will develop. How the cheap credit will be helpful for the people? Who can say? Cheap credit is very much important for the development of the country. Why is it important? For what purpose we say that it is important?
So small farmers can produce. Farmers and small villages staying people can. Some people staying in the villages, they can.
Okay, so cheap credit is very much important for economic development. Why do we say that? Anjali?
Yes,
why do we say cheap credit is important for economic development?
it helps to buy more goods.
Yeah, it helps to buy
more goods.
For what? Tanya?
It will help the
it will help the
small cultivators, small borrowers.
Cultivators to do farming. Okay. Other than small cultivators, so many things, so many categories of people I told you. Who are they?
Farmers and
only farmers? Huh?
This small scale.
Okay. Okay. So small scale what?
Small scale industries.
Industries to start. Industry. Then to do
your
business. Yes. Like that 2-3 points I told, right? Just look at your book, or let me show you, that is better.
Ma'am, profit making business and traders.
Yes, here you can see we should provide cheap credit to the people for what all purpose? They could grow crops, do business, set up small scale industries, They can start new industries. They can do trading. All these will be helpful for the country's development. So this is that I told you that day also. They have asked, they used to this bold letters, what is given. They gave that question, that sentence, and they asked you to explain about this particular point, how this cheap and affordable credit is crucial for a country's development. So what all things can come? Who should provide the cheap credits that you can give? Banks, cooperative societies can need to lend more. So if they are lending more, what will happen? This will lead to higher income. So many people can borrow them for a variety of needs. For what all purpose they can borrow? These are the things. They could grow crops, business, set up small scale industries. All these will be helpful in improving a country's development, or it will lead to development of our country. Okay. Now that is over. Now you can see a pie chart on the screen, right? Yes or no? Okay, just see that chart. Just study that. I will ask a few questions related to it. Okay, just read the pie chart. In this, blue is given, this color is given as loans the people they take from informal sector. This purple color is shown that the people, those who take from formal sector. You should know, before that you should know what is informal sector and formal sector. Informal sector, what all comes in that? What all comes in informal sector? Fast.
Banks and cooperatives.
Informal.
Money lenders.
Money lenders, traders, and relatives, all those things. Informal sector, always keep this difference in your mind. Then otherwise it will be a difficulty for you. Now, 4 categories of people they have given: poor households, households with few assets, well-off households, then rich households. Okay, 4 categories of people here. Those who are very poor, then those who have little bit of assets with them, those who are well-off, and some rich households. Now all the videos are off. Susan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the first one. By seeing this, what did you understand?
In poor areas, they didn't take formal loans, sector loans.
Okay, so what are they depending on? On what?
Informal sector loans.
Informal sector. Okay, Isha. The first diagram or the first pie chart. This is the second one. Okay, wait 1 minute. The first one, this is the second one, this is the third one, fourth one. Okay, by seeing the first one, what did you understand? I'm asking Isha.
Ma'am, that poor households take more informal sector loans.
Loans from more
informal
sector, and only 15% of them, they are taking loans from formal sector. So what is the difficulty in this? What will happen with the poor households? Or what is the speciality? They are depending more on informal sector. So what? What is the drawback of taking loan from informal sector? Roshan, can you say? Connect your audio. Yes. Still it's not audible. Navneet, can you say?
Ma'am. Ma'am, question.
See, first pie chart, you can see what is that, you know, right? In that, you can see 85% of people, they are depending on what?
Formal sector.
Formal sector or informal sector. Okay. So what does it show actually? What will happen if you are depending more on informal sector? No problem?
No, high interest rate.
Okay,
So
because of high interest rate, what will happen?
the poor people have to pay more money than
yes, they have to pay more money, and you know that what will happen at last, they will be more and more poorer than before what was the situation. Okay, and you can, so here when we talk about loans, majority of the population, those who are poor people, they depend on informal sector. What could be the reason for this? What will be the reason for this?
Because they don't have any properties to keep.
Maybe they don't have much property to keep as collateral. That is one reason. Any other reason? You think when they approach banks, what will happen? One reason you told, that is collateral. Okay, they don't have much collateral. What can be the other reason?
Stable salary.
They don't have a stable salary, because of that banks may not give. Is it that only one thing which make them, or which they don't want to go to bank? There is a situation that also, why they don't want to go to bank? What is the reason for that?
They will not give poor because they know that they cannot repay that. When the rich came, they will.
It's not that they will not give loan. There is something else.
For the rich, they can repay. They know.
No, don't think in terms of rich and poor. There is something else related to their education. Okay, can you?
They want to educate. They are not educated.
So
they don't know how to take loans from the banks. So.
Yeah, a lot of paperwork will be there in the banks. Lot of procedures will be there in the banks, which these people feel that why to go and go and ask in the bank. And at the same time, if they ask a loan from money lender, easily they will get it. They have to just maybe they have to give their thumb impression, that is enough. Otherwise, bank, how it is, you give the application form, then a lot of other formal procedures are there, proceedings are there. They have to read a lot. So people feel that why to go to bank, and it will be delayed also. Will they give the very next day the loan? They are not giving. Okay. So because of these reasons, they may not approach banks, even if they sometimes have the collateral with them. Okay. So here, very less percentage of the people are depending on formal sector or formal source of credit. Okay. Now, second one, comparing the first and second one, who is better? Whose situation is better? Households with few assets. Their life is a little bit better. They have few assets with them. So they are depending. If you see here, which sector, there also they are depending. More percentage is on which sector?
On the
informal sector. Here also, even though they have assets, few assets they have, maybe they don't want to waste their time, or they don't want to involve any procedures or anything like that. They are depending on informal sector. Majority they are depending on informal sector than the formal sector. Here, if you see the second one, if you see, that is only 53% of the people, they are depending on or not only 53% of the people, they are depending on informal sector, and only 47 they are depending on formal sector, even though they have assets with them. Okay. Next one, well-off people. Well-off in the sense they are rich. Rich people. See the percentage here. You can see the difference. 72% of the people, they are depending on formal sector. Okay, and 28% only are depending on informal sector. So see, the loans are provided by the banks. Who is getting more benefit here? Is it the poor people or the rich people?
Rich people.
Rich people are getting benefits than the poor people. Maybe they don't have assets, they don't know, they are illiterate. There are various reasons for that. But if you see the chart here, or compare the charts here, as you go to the rich household, see how many percentage are depending on formal sector? What percentage is given?
90%.
90%. That means very less percentage of the people only are depending on informal sector. So here, the real benefit of giving loans by banks, cooperative societies and all are enjoyed by which section of the people? Yes. Poor people, rich people? Rich people here. Okay. And you know that when you take a loan from, what are the drawbacks? You know. What are the drawbacks? If you take a loan from informal sector, you have to pay high rate of interest. So the cost of borrowing is very, what happens to the cost of borrowing? It is very high. Okay. So because of that reason, you have to pay more amount of money to the money lenders or and all those people, and whatever is remaining with you, that will be very less. Okay, so this is one pie chart or one situation they have shown you to make you understand that more of the poor households, they are depending only on informal source, and the rich people, if you see, you can see they are taking only 10% are taking loans from informal sources. At the same time, 90% of them are taking from formal sources. So the same thing, this you can see in the rural area, even in the urban area. Rich people, they are getting cheap credit and they are becoming more and more rich, while the poor people, what is happening? They are availing credit. Availing credit in the sense, they are getting credit from where? Poor people are getting credit from where?
Money lenders.
Money lenders or informal sector and all those things. So here, because of this reason, what will happen? They are becoming more poor, but at the same time, if you take the case of rich people, they are becoming more and more rich. So in the formal sector is meeting about half of the credit needs of the rural people. Okay, half of the, about 50% of the needs of the rural people are met by the formal source or met by the banks. Remaining half percentage is met by whom? Or they are taking loan from whom? The informal sector. Okay, so 50% only the people. 50% when I say total, I'm talking about the rural people, not rich and poor here. So 50% of the rural people, they are taking loan from the banks. Remaining 50% they are getting from the informal sources. So this is what sometimes they give this pie chart to you and they will be asking few questions related to it. So you should be able to answer this question. Okay. Next one. One more thing I want. No, you said 9.21 table is there, right?
Ma'am, I said that I have MCQ questions set test.
Okay, okay.
And this chapter I have MCQ questions that I had test from a solution.
Did you mark questions? Done. At least 2 questions you might have, right? Krishna? Krishna?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you get any question? Did you make any question?
What, ma'am?
See, I told you page number 8, 9, 10 to make 2 or 3 questions. 1 mark question, objective type. It can be fill in the blanks or it can be 1 word answer. Did you make or not?
No, ma'am.
Why? Okay, fast. Make 1 or 2 questions. I will come back to you. Okay. Delvin, what about you? Have you? Actuness? Yeah. No or yes?
No.
Okay. Fazan, did you make?
Making.
Karthik,
Yes, ma'am.
you got any one question?
Ma'am, if flow is taken for ₹2 from the farmer.
Which page number you are telling?
Ma'am, you are asking sectors, no, economic.
No. Is it sectors you told? A page number, which page I told? 8, 9, 10, right?
9.
Okay, take it. Vishnu, did you? Anthony? Anthony? Anthony, I cannot hear you. Now speak. First, you connect your audio properly. It is showing it is not connected. Navneet, did you?
One question.
Yeah, tell.
Countries with per capita income of US dollars dash per annum and above in the 2017 are called which countries?
Once more you repeat.
Ma'am, countries with per capita income of US dollars dash per annum and above in 2017 are called rich countries.
Okay, so those rich countries, income level you have to tell. Pati, can you say?
12,056.
12,056. Okay, that's correct, right, Fizan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Raya?
Yes, ma'am.
Question.
India comes in the category of dash country.
Okay, India comes in the category of dash. Delvin, can you tell?
Question.
Question once more. Raya, just repeat once more.
India comes in the category of dash country.
Which category? Srihari?
Ma'am, low middle income.
Low middle income. Okay. Just let me take the attendance now. Eben?
Present, ma'am.
Ahlam?
Present, ma'am.
Alna? Ananta Krishna? Anjali?
Present, ma'am.
Anthony? Arun? Ashik? Atulya,
Present, ma'am.
Karsten, absent. Devasena,
Present.
Dominic,
Present, ma'am.
Elsa,
Present, ma'am.
Emrin,
Present, ma'am.
Pagat, Pagat, Gauri,
Present.
Gautam, Jolin, Jaslyn, Justin, Karthik,
Present, ma'am.
Kshetra,
Present, ma'am.
Lakshmi Nanda,
Present, ma'am.
Kalita,
Present, ma'am.
Minha,
Present, ma'am.
Revu,
Present, ma'am.
Syed, Tania,
Present, ma'am.
Tania,
Present, ma'am.
Sean,
Present, ma'am.
Towel,
Ma'am.
Sriram, Srihari, Swati.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Aaron, Agna, Alicia, Alicia is present, right? Huh?